Today I'm going to take you through a 30-minute dumbbell workout focusing on the anterior chain. We're going to hit the quads, the hip flexors, the abs, and even some biceps in there. All you need for this workout is 2 pairs of dumbbells, one slightly heavier pair, one lighter pair, but just make do with what you've got. I'm also going to be using 2 small plates to use as a little heel wedge. You could use some books for this if you're at home, or just do the workout without them and you'll do it just fine. We're going to kick things off with a brief bodyweight follow along warm up, and then we'll get into the main strength sections. We're going to start off by grabbing those plates. Don't worry if you haven't got any, you can just do this without. I'm going to use them as a little heel wedge. I'm going to do a bodyweight squat, but we're going to emphasize the quads by bringing your feet a bit closer together and elevating the heel. That should allow us to sit a little bit deeper with nice upright posture. So we're going to do 30 seconds of each of these warm-up exercises. Don't be afraid to let the knees come forwards over your toes. As long as you maintain some heel pressure, that'll just give a nice stretch and full range of motion for the quads. We're trying to sit with a upright posture for this, so we're not overly leaning forwards. We're going to pair this straight into some reverse lunges. So you're going to step back, lunging down. If you can, drop that back knee gently to touch the floor, or at least come very close to it. After this, we're going to get onto the mat, lying on your back, and we're going to do some wipers. So lying on your back, straight into it, arms out to the side, and you got some side to side drops, keeping your knees at 90 degrees. Don't worry if you're 5 seconds behind me or so following along. We're going to do this for 2 rounds anyway, so you'll get used to it. I'll put a little preview of what's up next just before each exercise starts. Okay, you're going to pop into a glute bridge, and then you're going to do a march with your legs, but maintaining your hips up in that glute bridge position. So you're trying to maintain a slight pelvic tilt to the glutes and the hips. You're going to draw one knee into your chest. And from this, in a few seconds, we'll move into the tabletops. So you're going to put your hands back behind you. I'm going to do it on my knuckles. So you're going to pop up into a tabletop, pelvic tilt, squeeze your glutes, and then back down. Drive up, pelvic tilt, and back down. So we're engaging the glute muscles, a little bit of hamstrings. We're giving a nice stretch to the front of the shoulder and the biceps. Drive the hips up, tuck the pelvis under, tuck the ribs down and away. Okay, we're back onto that close fit foot squat, with or without the weights, under your heels. It's going to be a warm one today here in the UK. I believe it's 28 degrees Celsius, which for us is pretty hot, maybe not for some of you out there. Okay, we've got those reverse lunges. Remember, we're linking these straight into those wipers where you're lying on your back, dropping your knees side to side, helping to free up your back. So you don't want to drop all the way to the floor. You actually only want to drop maybe halfway, 3/4, because you should be maintaining control of the weight of your legs. Popping up into that glute bridge, marching the legs one at a time. So you're trying to maintain a pelvic tilt whilst drawing alternating knees into the chest. I'm sweating already. It's only the warm-up. Driving the hips up into that tabletop position and then back down. If you're struggling with this on your wrists, you could just do some glute bridges on the floor instead, or use your knuckles like I am. All right, so you're gonna need to grab your dumbbells. I'm gonna be using 15 kilos per dumbbell. That's about 33 pounds per dumbbell. First exercise, you're gonna want that heel elevation if you've got it, and if not, you can just do a squat without. And we're gonna do something called a cyclist squat, which is basically a close foot, heel elevated goblet squat. It's called a cyclist squat because it hits your VMO muscle here, which is one of your quads, which is used in cycling. So squatting down and back up, keeping a nice upright posture. We've got 5 exercises in this first section, doing 30 seconds on, 20-second transitions for 3 rounds in total, a brief half-time rest, and then we change the 5 exercises with the same format for the second section. All right, next up, we've got leg raises. So you're gonna be on the mat. You can put your hands by your side. If you want, head can be off or on the mat. It's more down to preference. You're gonna rise the legs up till your tailbone lifts off the floor, then slowly lower down and repeat. When you lower the legs, the challenge is to not let your lower back arch off the floor. So you shouldn't be able to jam your hand under your lower back when you're in this position, and then you know you've maintained tension. All right, we're gonna use those heel plates again if you've got them, and we're gonna do a side-by-side dumbbell squat. So we're gonna just do a squat as upright as you can, but with both dumbbells by your sides this time. We're trying not to deadlift the weight today, so that's why we're trying to have a nice upright position. That's where the heel elevation helps. The upright position and the big knee bend is gonna emphasize the quads, because this is part of a 6-week 30 workout series, and the next day following this is going to be a hamstring focused workout. Okay, we've got a reaching crunch. You want one of the dumbbells for this. It's going to be a small stack and squeeze action. You're gonna reach up, squeeze the abs slowly down, and then straight back up into the next rep. You're really drawing the ribs down towards the hips and reaching the dumbbell. So we're not trying to do a full sit up here. We're just stacking the abs together, rising the dumbbell up slightly, squeezing at the top and lowering for control. We've got a tough one next. I'm gonna do a reverse Nordic curl. So I'm gonna double my mat up because it makes it more comfortable on the knees. You come in this kneeling position, you're gonna lock the glutes in. We're gonna lock the ribs down, and we're gonna do a lean back. So we're keeping this locked in. We're gonna lean back, keep that straight line, push off the tops of the feet and the shins, bringing us back to the start position. We've got a banded variation to assist if you're struggling with this. Big mistake I see is people going too far, so don't worry about how far you're going. Feeling that quad stretch, pushing off the tops of the feet, bringing me back, but staying conscious of this locked in position. Don't worry about the timer, just finish your rep off. And we've got a break, so there's round 1 of 3 done in this first section. So we've got 2 more to go. Feel free to use the band assisted variation if you've got a band. If you need to change your weights, if you found that too easy, go up. If you found it too hard, go down. Let's go with that cyclist squat. Onto the leg raises next. So lying on your mat. Remember, as you lower your legs down, you're trying not to let your lower back arch off the mat. So that might mean not going as low at the bottom, but as long as you're maintaining tension, that's what's important. So you're gonna rise up until your tailbone just lifts off. We're not looking to push your hips up into the ceiling or anything. We're just looking to roll that tailbone slightly off the floor and lower with control. Like I said, head can be on the mat. Sometimes I find it easier to keep my abs engaged if I keep my head and shoulder blades off the mat. It's a preference thing. Okay, we've got that side by side dumbbell squat. So I really am feeling the heat today. It's gonna be a mess by the end. So keeping that upright position, squatting down, trying to make it a squat, not a deadlift, but keep a flat back regardless. Taking 1 dumbbell now for the reaching crunches. So stack and squeeze, slowly down. Try and minimize the amount of time spent in the bottom of the movement. And you can pause at the top for a second. I'm going to show you that banded variation on the Nordics. This is a band assisted, it's actually a reverse Nordic curl. So you're leaning back. If you've ever heard of a Nordic curl, it's actually a hamstring exercise, but it requires a partner or a fairly good setup with equipment. So we're sticking with this one today, the reverse Nordic, hitting the quads instead. Keep the glutes tight throughout, and it'll stop you from changing your hip shape. Great job, 2 down, 1 to go. Second section, we've got biceps and abs. So your legs are taking a beating right now, but they are gonna get a little bit of rest soon. and we'll just get those arms pumped up and the abs fired up. So let's get this third and final round done with that goblet cyclist squat. Like I said, this workout is actually part of a 6-week Dumbbell LIFT Series. It's 30 workouts over 6 weeks, put into a program. And the next day in the series is going to be a posterior chain workout. I'll link it at the end of the video if you fancy checking that out if you're not already on the series. Onto the leg raises. It's okay to unlock your legs, but what I say is try and keep whatever angle you've got at your knee fixed. So if you want to bend your legs more to make it easier, that's absolutely fine, but let's try and fix that angle. And same, if you want to straighten them more, let's keep that straight angle fixed also. Okay, side by side squat. Probably the toughest one, having those two moderately heavy dumbbells. Oh. Got the reaching crunches next. Oh. Onto those reverse Nordic curls. These are a tough one. So lock in that hip position, lean back as far as you can, push off the tops of the feet and the shins, bringing you back up. Let's finish that rep off. All right, on to the next section. So we're gonna do 5 new exercises. I'm gonna go down to a 10 kilo pair of dumbbells. It's about 22 pounds per dumbbell, but just make do with what you've got. You're gonna need to be able to bicep curl them for about 30 seconds. If you're enjoying training with me and you fancy either continuing on from my lift program onto something else, check out my 12-week dumbbell plan ebook, or if you just fancy more of a sets and reps guide that you can do in your own time, I'll link that in the description of this video at the end. Let's go with these hammer curl 1.5s. So up, halfway down, back up, and all the way down. So we're doing 1 full rep, an extra half rep, and full stretch. staying in this neutral grip position. Onto your back, we've got an ab exercise. It's a sprinter crunch. This is basically going to be a reaching crunch, and as you do a reaching crunch, you're going to tuck one knee into your chest. You're going to do a reaching crunch every time, but alternate which knee's coming in. So crunch up, tuck one knee, and then both come back down. Next time, next knee comes up, and repeat. You don't need to sit all the way up. This is a crunch, not a sit-up. So your lower back can stay on the floor. You're just reaching your shoulder blades off. If you're struggling, you can just take one dumbbell in your hand instead of using both. Okay, back to biceps. So we're gonna do a classic curl with a supinated grip, so that means palms facing forwards the whole time. Want full range of motion and a nice squeeze of the biceps at the top. So squeeze, control the lowering eccentric phase, squeeze. Let's try not to throw the hips into it. Back onto the mat. We've got a straight leg dead bug. If you can't do the straight leg, you can just do a regular dead bug. But if you can manage the straight leg, that's the more advanced version. So whichever variation you're doing, you're going to send opposite sides down whilst maintaining the other arm and leg in the position they start in. The whole point really of this is that you're not allowing your lower back to excessively arch off the mat, so you're bracing your transverse abs in order to hold that nice and firm. And back to another bicep one. We're going to do some alternating curls. So we're going to start in that neutral grip position at your sides. We're going to twist the dumbbell at the top, alternating arms. So you're going to twist, squeeze, alternating. Make sure you're adding that nice exaggerated twist. Well done, 30-second break. If you found that too easy, just go up a weight if you've got a selection. I will link actually the dumbbells I'm using, these hexagonal ones, in the description below as well. They're affiliate links, but it doesn't cost you any more to use them, and they're my favorite kind of dumbbells I've worked with. Let's get those hammer 1.5s ready. Onto those sprinter crunches. So you can take one dumbbell in each hand, or even just take in one dumbbell, like I said before, in the center like this. Legs should be almost straight, but you can slightly bend your knee to start with. Onto the classic curls now. So you got your palms facing forward, squeezing the biceps hard at the top. Definitely getting a bit tougher now. So you can go for the straight leg variation. And I'll show you that bent leg dead bug as well. If you'd prefer to do this, maybe your hamstrings are a bit tight for the straight leg one. So you just keep one knee at 90 degrees while dropping the other straight, keeping your core braced throughout. Onto those alternating curls now. Quads done in the first half, biceps definitely feeling it now. All right, so we're adding that nice big twist. Consciously squeezing the bicep and lowering with control. All right, stick with me, don't go anywhere. Just got one round left, and then that's this workout complete. Well done if you're on that Dumbbell Lift Series. Next workout, like I said, we've got a posterior chain focused workout, so we'll hit different muscle groups. Let's get ready for that. Final time on the 1.5 hammers. Sprinter crunch now. Classic curls. Next. So that's palms facing forward. Nice big squeeze at the top. Okay, so you can pick, you've got either straight leg dead bug, or you've got classic 90-degree knee dead bug. Either one, you should be bracing your core nice and tight to the mat of your lower back. All right, final exercise. Let's go with these curls. Alternating arm, big twist at the top. Some control on the way down. And that's it, workout complete. Thanks so much for joining me. Let me know in the comments below, how did you find that workout? And where in the world are you following along from? I truly do love to hear that. Check out the next day in my 6-week lift series here. If you wanna find out more about that 12-week dumbbell plan, sets and reps ebook, I'll link a short video here. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you wanna be part of the community, and I'll see you again soon for another workout.